little Christmas bows. Welcome back to the merriest place on the internet. Today I'm going to show you how to put ribbon on a Christmas tree. Again, I do have one how to put ribbon on a Christmas tree video. Very beginner friendly, very simple, very easy. This is a little more intermediate. And honestly, that's only because you have to step back and look at it in terms of design, not really in the how you attach it to your tree, because that's kind of all the same no matter how you put it on. It'll probably make more sense once I get going with how to do these. If you're new here, hi, my name is Kim and I'm very merry. If you love Christmas trees or want the Christmas tree of your dreams, feel free to subscribe. Christmas tree tips and tricks and Christmas trees. Doing the best we can with the focus today. It's been giving me troubles. We're a mess. 3 additional ways to put ribbon on your Christmas tree. Let's ribbon. The first technique I'm going to show you, we are going to start with taking the ribbon in a diagonal design. It's probably one of the main ways. I think it is the main way I use ribbon on a tree. I just like how it looks. Instead of kind of hanging ribbon like this, we're going to do it diagonally so that it looks like the ribbon is spiraling around the tree. And we're also going to do it the tucked way, so it's going to look like that, only better, so that it's cute and very designer looking, but it's not hard. It's not hard. Okay. I usually do it with ribbon that's already on a spool, but I needed to use ribbon that I didn't have already slotted for something else. So we're going with blue. The point is, you can use this while it's still on the spool and just drop and let it hang. It's like my favorite part of decorating the tree is when you first start, you just let it fall to the floor and watch it roll away. It's a good time. You can do that, or you can pre-cut your strips if you know how long they need to be. That's why I don't recommend pre-cutting. I wouldn't pre-cut them for this first technique here. I would leave it on the spool so you don't run out of ribbon and have troubles. Start with taking your ribbon, and you want it, the first place you want to put it is going to kind of be behind the tree. See how you can't really see that? The whole point is so you can't see where the ribbon starts. You don't want to see the beginning. It needs to look like it's coming from behind the tree. So I'm going to move a bunch of branches out of the way just so you can see. Tuck this ribbon as close to the trunk of the tree that you can. And we're going to just pinch this branch around it, okay? See how I have this little bit sticking out right there? You're not going to have a little bit. We're going to move that as if it were behind the tree. That's just for showing you purposes. You can still do this on a real tree. You just have to use wire. You have to wire it to the branches instead of wrapping the branches, because the branches don't wrap. I'm going to put these back because that's how they're supposed to look. And we're going to decide where we want to go. So we kind of want to go like this, right? Maybe a little more, maybe about like that, right? This is where it's a little bit of a trickier way to use ribbon, because you have to decide and you have to know what looks good. If it looks good to your eyes, it looks good. That's all you really need to know. That's the skill. If you like it, it's good. The end. We're going to take and we're going to make a loop, because we know the direction we're going, and we're going to tuck that in as far in as we can. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to wrap a branch around it to hold that in place. If you have very, very textured ribbon, if you have a very textured tree, like a flock tree, you may not have to secure it. I like to secure it because I have a dog, I have a child, and you know, I'm a crazy person. It's nice to have it secured and I don't have to worry about it. We secured that, and then we bunched these real close together so that they just look like they're kissing, okay? Yeah, oh, that's so cute. Then we're just gonna do it again. So I showed you how to do this, how to do the ribbon this way in my last video, but I did it vertically, which is also very, very beautiful. And then you can have little ends coming out with cute little ducky tails, and it's really cute. This is just a little bit of a more intermediate way to do it. All right, so we're gonna bunch it again. We kind of want these loops to be about the same. Some people will do like smaller ones in this situation. Oh, cute, to kind of make like a bow thing, or to kind of vary the size of their loops. I'm just a more uniform, boring person, I guess. I'm not really sure, but I like the symmetry, I guess, to it. Loop about the same thing, push that all the way in, find a branch that's in there that can hold this, and there we go. Make 'em kiss, make 'em kiss. And we're gonna do that again. Getting that really far in there, that's what's going to create the illusion that this is nicely placed and knows what it's doing and has been really thought about. And my last go are over here because we are using pre-cut ribbon and not a spool of ribbon. And there we go. Bim bam boom. We're gonna step back. Make sure you're always stepping back really far. See, I can already tell that this loop is not doing what I want it to do. You can also continuously adjust your ribbon, doing all kinds of things. See, now I'm telling you, I don't like how this looks because this needs to come out more like that. Step back so you can see the whole thing. Yes, that's better. Don't get too persnickety about the perfection of the ribbon on your tree because it's the first thing going on it. That's all you're gonna see, so it's never gonna look perfect because it's all you see. Once you have ribbon on there, however imperfect it may be, and you get picks and baubles and ornaments and whatever else is going in your tree, florals, whatever. Once everything else is on it, it's all gonna work together. So the imperfection of the ribbon, you won't notice it, you won't see it. It's gonna be great. So don't panic, it's just a Christmas tree. All trees are beautiful. I would actually take that one more time, and if I have a really, really short one, this is why you don't pre-cut. I'm going to attach this to the same branch that's in there and continue my looping. Okay, that's a little better. All right, see, so it keeps going and it looks like it goes behind the tree, but it doesn't. We just cut it and do another loop. Awesome. All right, I've got a really long one now. Now we need to decide, do we want it this close? That's too close for my taste. That's gonna be too far away for me. So how many rows do I want? See, these are the decisions that you have to make that make it kind of a more intermediate ribbon technique. How many times can I say the word technique? It's a Christmas tree. Is there even technique? I don't know. I'm thinking I want to do 4. I usually land at 3 or 4. If it's a wider ribbon, this is a 2, I don't even know. 1.5 inch? I think it's a 1.5 inch. If it's, 2 inches or wider, I might only need 3, especially if it's like a 3 inch. Then I'll only need 3 rows. 1, 2, I just ran into the wall, 3. Because it's gonna just cover more real estate on the tree, where this is a narrower ribbon. I'm gonna wanna do more rows than that. So we're gonna wanna go about here, start in the back, tucking it way in, wrapping a branch around that to secure it, making a loop, deciding where I want it to be, which is right about here. And we're gonna secure that. Now we're gonna do it again. We're gonna follow the same, I'm starting to get a little horizontal this way instead of down and diagonal. So I just want to watch my line there. That's where it's complicated. It's not how you put it in the tree that's complicated. It's where you put it, not how. See how this is coming out and resting right on the branches, these two, but this one's shoved in a little further. The loop is too tight, essentially, is what's going on here. That's okay, not a big deal. You don't even have to undo it and redo it. You just pull. Pull on the side where you need more slack, and you got it. If you've got one that's too big, so like if we've got this loop and it's like, it's sticking out way too far and too big, you just pull the other tail and that'll shorten it up. So you've got a lot of play with the ribbon, which is nice. Okay, so I think you get the idea. The point is to tuck it in as far as you can. We're gonna wait for my dryer to stop singing. Okay, so as you can see, I was doing a lot of back and forth and back and forth. That's really key to a design like this because you need to see where things are going and make sure everything's in the right direction and spaced apart. So that is how you do the diagonal looping technique. I'm so tired of that word. I use this version a lot. It looks especially good if you're gonna put a second ribbon over it. So you have a 2 ribbon multi-dimensional thing happening. Looks really, really pretty. But just play around at first. Watch my first video. I get really close and show you how to do the whole tucking situation. If you don't want to pinch it in the branches, which is a much easier way, I would still secure the first one. And then you can just shove. You just want to make sure that you still pinch it together, the ribbon to the other ribbon, so that they look like they're kissing, and just shove things in. Just like that. Tuck it as far in as you can still, because that's going to give you the illusion you want. But there you go. Second way I want to show you today is doing the loops and the tucks, but we're not going to go vertically and we're not going to go diagonally. We're going to go whichever way we want to go. This is a cool thing to do if you're using more than one ribbon, especially if they're very different. If you're using like 3, I layer some of them and then we'll just take a third accent ribbon throughout, kind of in this way. There's 2 ways to start them. You could start by just attaching your ribbon to the back and taking it and doing what you're gonna do with it, or wherever you're gonna, whatever. Or you can make a really quick bow. Secure that. Oh, she's cute. Sorry, my dog's walking around. He's tap dancing in the background. Secure that to the tree and start your loops from that. Looks super great, and then your topper's done when you're done with your ribbon, which is a really fun way to do it. I do have a video though showing you how to make a bow. I just didn't bring wire or I would show you the bow thing. Okay, so I'm going to attach this. So we're going to attach it to the top. The topper is going to cover this, whether it's a bow, whether it's a star, whether it's an angel, whether it's a snowman top hat, I don't know. Then I'm going to make a loop, okay, just wherever I want. Can go this way, can go this way, can go this way, but we're gonna go straight down just for simplicity's sake for this one thing. Gonna tuck it really far in there, secure it if you want. Gonna pinch my ribbon together, so I'm gonna make another loop. Now normally I'd go straight down, straight down, straight down, real cute, right? But this time we're gonna go a little to this way. We're gonna go a little this way. Go this way a little bit, okay? Cool, yeah. All right, we're gonna make another loop. Okay, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna go that way one more. So we go, okay, ooh, yeah. Now I'm gonna go the other way. Why? Because I can. It's my tree, I can do what I want. It's my Christmas tree, I can ribbon it how I want to. We're tucking and pinching. This one's gotta be secured because there's not enough branches here. Ooh, yes. Random, right? Yes, it is random. That's what makes it cool. The beauty of this technique specifically, there is design to it in that there is no design to it. The fact that it just kind of randomly goes wherever is the design, and that's what's cool. So we've got that, right? Now we're gonna do it again, but instead of starting at the top, we're gonna take one of these places we pinched it right here, okay? And I'm gonna tuck it in there and make a loop going a different way. Any way I want. Get very Bob Ross about it. Every ribbon needs a friend. We've tucked it, right? Now we've got little tails sticking out here. This one I tucked in, I didn't mean to do that. I forgot what I was doing. And you've got tails. So now we can cut these into cute little ducky tails, which we'll do at the end when we get everybody where we want them. You want to make sure that you don't get stuck at the top. It's really easy to kind of fall into the trap of this version of ribbon to have nothing really end up lower than this. Maybe it's just me, but that happens. So I'm gonna start here where this tail comes out and take one kind of down. I'm gonna go down this way because I'm gonna start another one at the top to get this section of tree. This is where your design eye kind of has to come in. Have a sense of where you need ribbon, where you're missing ribbon. But this is a fun way because it can actually be faster than the diagonal or the vertical ribbon technique, in that you can kind of do as many or as few strands of it as you want. I want you to just angle this way though. There you go. Wired ribbon for the win. Excellente. Yeah. We'll have a tail here, here, and here. So they're kind of sticking out along the tree, and it gives a really cute effect that I really, really like. Make sure the pretty side of the ribbon's out. Oh, that's another tip that I never think to mention because I just naturally keep an eye on that. But a lot of ribbons have a pretty side and like a nothing side. So this one has all the glitter on one side, but it's smooth and more sheer on the other side. So there's a pretty side and like a non side. So you want to make sure that you're keeping the pretty side out. A loop, another loop. But we don't want this to get too uniform with this one. See, it's already doing that. So I'm going to take my next loop kind of towards the back. That's why my trees are on wheels. Go this direction a little bit. And then change it again. I want to bring it back this way. There. See, and I'll probably cut this tail a little shorter because it's kind of in line with that one, which I don't love. Come over this way. We need more lower, like I said. It's a trap. Let's take from this one. We're gonna come down here. If I'm not up at the top, I like to start where the last one ended. So see, this is where the tail is. So that's where I like to start my next section. Now we just wanna make sure that this tail isn't gonna end on the same kind of level. We either want it above this one or below this one. I'm gonna change this one right here because these two, I don't like where these tails are both right so close to each other. So I'm gonna take this last one here. And that's what's cool about this version of ribboning is you can just move stuff around as you go. See, that's awesome. I need to go down here some more. We're gonna take it from this ribbon here where it ended. I'm gonna cut this a lot shorter so that it won't look quite as woohoo. I think that might be where we're gonna end the ribbon for that one. Now we're gonna cut these tails. So this one I'm not gonna want any shorter. And I show you how to do this in my how to make a bow video. Fold it, cut it in upward direction. Those are were pretty much at the length I wanted them. Same with this one. This one, it's got a tail in it already, but it's too long. Shove this ribbon in further. This one is entirely too long, so I'm gonna snip that one down. Always err on the side of cutting it a little longer than you think you'll need, because you can always cut it shorter, but you can't cut it longer. I think I'm okay with that. Now here's where this kind of version of doing ribbon is really cool. We could add some more here if you want a lot more ribbon. Just more, keep going. If you're using 2 or 3 different kinds, I would attach a second kind here and bring one strip out, or a third kind here and bring one strip out, so that it's just all these crazy different ribbon and beautiful and everything fantastic. I don't have a name for what this is, but this is what this is. All right, I'm gonna show you one more and then I will let you get on with your decorating. Take a piece of ribbon on your spool, whatever, long pieces, whatever. And I know that I want my loops about this big, about this long, right? Which means I need it a little longer on each end so that I can tuck it in. Cut that a little longer than I need it because I can always shove it in. And I'm gonna cut pre-cutting strips of ribbon because we're just gonna lay them in. They do not need to be exact for this. They really don't. I can't give you a length because I don't know how tight you want your loops. I don't know how big your tree is. I don't know how spaced out you want them, blah, blah, blah. Measure a ribbon up to it. Hold it up against the tree, how big of the loops you want. I have 6 pre-cut strips of about the same length. I'm gonna take a loop and we're gonna put it in the tree. Secure it. Don't secure it. That's gonna depend on you and your needs. It's getting dark, man, it gets dark early these days, doesn't it? Now I'm gonna put another one somewhere else. We are not going for the same direction. We're not going for the same anything. We're just going for ribbon where we want ribbon, you know? That's it, that's the whole thing. Now this is gonna look funkadoodle when you're first starting, okay? You're gonna put these on and it's gonna be like, what? But then when you have decorated your tree and you've got all these ribbons just sticking out in places, it looks like you sat there and painstakingly went through it all the way I just did a minute ago. This is a really good, fast way. And what's really cool, you can save your ribbon and use it next year. If you store it nicely in a drawer or something, for sure. You can cut them a little shorter for the top. That will help because the top is less real estate. So like I said, it looks a little skittywampus and a little random and nonsensical when it's just ribbon, but when you've got a bunch of stuff on the tree, this is a fantastic, very easy way to throw ribbon on a tree. It's also a really quick way to get ribbon on a tree. It's gonna look really, really thought about and like you spent a lot of time placing every ribbon and weaving everything perfectly when you didn't. You just stuck them right in. Ribbon. The only reason I would label it under a more intermediate sort of way to do ribbon on a tree is because you have to have an eye for spacing, you have to have an eye for balance and that kind of thing. Those are 3 more ways you can put ribbon on a Christmas tree. I hope this helped. I hope it gives you an idea of how I like to do the ribbon on my trees. If you are feeling intimidated by putting ribbon on a tree, don't. Watch my first video. It shows you how to pinch things in there really good. Ask any questions you may have in the comments below. I can answer them with shorts too if you've got something that it wasn't covered in the video that I overlooked, which happens all the time. I'll try to get a YouTube short out about it. Come and join me on Instagram as well. I've got a lot of tips there, a lot of behind the scenes stuff. That's where you'll see my trees before you'll see them here on YouTube. The first ribbon video I made, if you want to watch that, you can click or tap right up here. For more Christmas tree tips, tricks, and design ideas, you can click or tap right down here. Thank you so much for watching. I really love you. And until we meet again, sparkle on, ribbon on.